Hey, people interested here, 53, Calderis Refinery, blue side. Nurland is a force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Check him out over at twitch.tv/Nurland. Streams some elite mod from time to time, go say hello. Alongside here, Riku is an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. And rounding us off is Ladilla, I believe this is Swift. That fella what changes his name all the time. Maybe he's running from the law or something. It's a Warlock, a melee hero that can leap into combat with some powerful spells, giving him support, disruption, and offense. This is the same Han elite scheme with the fur. You fellas have fur? Ladies don't have fur. Yeah, there's fur there. What about you fellas? Fur. None for Banshees. We got Mahror on the red team as another Warlock. In fact, it's Warlock on Warlock action on the west side, looks like. Alongside here, Eskettit is an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee combat but can get specialized ranged weapons, the Armageddon Steel Legion, elite scheme. And rounding off the teams here is Flo, and a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, powerful offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. He's got the Death Guard elite scheme, glowing green sword, and he's running away. Force Commander also runs away. Good stomp by the Sentinel. Meanwhile, mid, it's all blue. And west side, the Warlock of Mahror there pushing through. Now going to meet the enemy Warlock. Good leap into combat there, backed up by the Apothecary and some Howling Banshees. This could be a bad fight for Mahror, needs to be careful. Two heroes here. Warlock of Swift is gone. Now Banshee's getting stuck into Banshees. There's a heal on these retreating ones, but Mahror handled it pretty well. It turns out Apothecary is going to take tons of damage from those power weapons as he retreats, but he'll be okay. Red team could get their natural back. Blue team maybe could get their natural back. The Inquisitor's all the way up here. Gonna try and take it. Nurland scouts having a look. You have Devastators up. We have no war gear, no war gear. What about you? Nope. Who's gonna have some war gear for me? No, none of you. Howling Banshees running away from a Shuriken on the west side. Maybe some Rangers for Mahror. Nope, gets a Shuriken up as well. Red team now capping mid with a Sentinel and Guardsman. Inquisitor's getting her Holy Brazier, gives her a power melee weapon and the very useful Holy Pyre ability. She's trying to get in on the Devastators. There she goes. They're going to get a nasty surprise when that Holy Brazier comes in. There it is. Ah, but then she retreats. Chaos Lord now back in play. Going to eat some heavy bolts of fire to the face. Uses Kill the Weak, but does not get away, I don't think. Nope, down he goes. Misjudged little push there from Flo, trying to get on the Devastators, obviously. If he had some Corn Worship, might have got there. Got some Havocs and double CSM though. Heretics are still kicking. Howling Banshees eat a stomp. Wow, that seemed to be like extra long knockback distance on that stomp there. Heretics being melted by bolts of fire. Not gonna last much longer, fellas. Flo taking his eyes off them and loses them. Havoc's doing a good job controlling the Force Commander though. Guardsman got a bit close to the Devastators, and red team are still on this VP. Meanwhile, blue team taking the red team's natural with a 2-to-1. A 2v1, I should say. Riku's got some tactical marines here. We also have an assault squad on the field, but they are in the north. Tying up some CSM. Apothecary with his Sanguine Chainsword, and on the way, Purification Rites. Will help against the enemy Banshees when they pounce on the assault squad, which they like to do. Rangers are up for Mahror, so maybe, I'm not sure if he must have cancelled the Shuriken as opposed to losing it. Full decap and bash over here from Riku's Tactical Marines, eating a Destructor. That was painful. Need to run away, fellas. Banshees are coming in. There we go. Can Mahror get back on this VP, get it under control? Can't push mid. Can't help your team push mid if you can't control your natural VP. You need to get that back first, obviously. There's that Holy Pyre. Some strong area denial, although with the health regen of the Apothecary, those assault squad fellas might be able to shrug that off. Can't shrug off the Holy Brazier to their face though. They drop a model there. But quite a quick attack animation, the Inquisitor. I think it's 50 DPS. Yes, it is. Bunch of the tier 1 power melee weapons are. I think Apothecary is going to be okay. Tier 2 for Riku. Tier 2 for Nurland was the first player to go. Started to get control now on the east side is the blue team, thanks to Nurland. But the Chaos Lord's army coming back in with some CSM. Chaos Lord himself is still down over here, twitching. And Mahror getting his VP back with the help of a Sentinel bashing the contested power. Swift tier 2 now and Flow tier 2. Eskettit and Mahror still in tier 1. There's the jump. And they can do that freely because there's no heretics and there's no Chaos Lord up. So the Havocs, for now, are going to struggle to have an impact over here, you would think. Assault squad doing some work in melee. Look at this. Chopping up some CSM. Almost finish off this squad here. Some reinforcing to do for Flow. I believe there's 66 requisition to reinforce. 1-to-1 cap here as players start to think about their tier 2 units. Nothing coming up for Nurland. Don't see anything on the hero either. No sergeants, so we might see him saving up for a dreadnought here. Inquisitor lives. Inquisitor lives. Could not jump again, those fellas. Banshee on Banshee action. Warlock getting involved from Mahror. Levels up to 2. None of them getting enhanced or anything to make their Banshees stronger than the enemy's Banshees, which you'd expect to see in a mirror. Try and make your units better than theirs. Devastators. Oh, they're still in play. I thought I was going to retreat them off there. They might drop all of their models. They live. Assault squad coming in. Force Commander is there with his battle cry too. It's a double cap for blue. Strong start to tier 2 for them. Flow's got some catching up to do, but does have some bloodletters up now. Power melee demons that can teleport and phase out of existence, which is handy in a 3v3 when half the map can be shooting at you. Chimera on the way for Eskettit and a Whirlwind and Librarian up for the blue team. Inquisitor has nothing else. What about... Let's do a war gear check here. Nothing new. Chaos Lord is still down. There's a triple cap for blue. Look at this. Riku straight on the power too. Supported by Swift. Sentinel coming in though. And some guardsmen. Chimera driving forward also. But Mahror is forced to back off. And there's a Wraith Lord now you have to worry about. From Swift. With that Banshee bleeding profusely at its feet. Heavy cover for the Tactical Marines. Do very well here obviously. A smaller squad can easily get into cover. And they're hella tough. Apothecary running in. Not sure why he wasn't using his bolt pistol to get shots in there. Sentinel does have the missile launcher. Melter bomb on it. But it'll be okay, I think. Swift pushing through. Banshees have their Exarch and the aspect of strength. You see her there with the heavy melee spear trying to get onto this Chimera. Eating some allied grenades though. Look where you're throwing stuff, Dire Avengers. Sentinel survives with 5 hit points. Now needs some repairs. And Guardsmen are pretty good at that. Apparently they're all engineers in this game. Wraith Lord stamps and then stabs the hell out of the Inquisitor there. Warp Spider Squadron away for Mahror. Adilla dropping the Banshees. Swift, I should say. Swift's trying to trick me. Wraith Lord being chased, but there's nothing really to threaten it. So a bunch of las guns shrugs them off quite easily. Oh hey, we do have a missile launcher to threaten it. The crack missile will do good work against large targets and vehicles. Can also switch to that frag missile, of course, which we saw earlier on the assault squad. The Chaos Lord is still down. How is Flo doing over here? Havoc's also... No, Havoc's are up. One of the CSM is down, though. Bloodletter's phasing out of existence to just walk into the Devastators, which was a bit odd. Why didn't they teleport? Maybe he didn't know they were there and then found himself in the firing arc. Didn't want to wait around for the teleport. 3 of them dropping. Flo having a tough time tier 2 on this east side after that rough end to tier 1. Whirlwind doing its thing from Riku and disrupting this cap. What is there for? Swift with another Wraith Lord. Fire Dragons for Mahror in response to the first Wraith Lord, but now has 2 of them to deal with. Banshee's getting in. The Wraith Lord does have melee resistance in all of its forms, so it does reasonably well against melee squads. Well, very well against melee squads, but maybe not a knob squad or something. Stoneguard Veterans, down goes the Warlock of Swift. Here comes the second Wraith Lord. Can they chase this guy down with the Sentinel? Maybe not. Hunter Killer Missile from the Whirlwind doing a big chunk of damage there to the Sentinel. And disruption and more disruption. Where's the heal? There's no heal. Must have recently used it, the Apothecary. He's going to go down here, I think. Down he goes. Inquisitor is back up. Not sure if she was revived. Who can pay attention to these things? Wraith Lord getting some big hits. She almost went down again. Chimera's done really well so far for the red team. Well played, Eskettit. Merciless Strike. And a Thunderhammer. Who needs to stand up? You guys are there to find something else to fight. We do have Markov Zinch CSM with those powerful Inferno Bolts. Chaos Lord, though, is up and he's angry. Still level 1. In fact, very little XP, but he's got Lightning Claws, Mantle of Hate, and Demonic Visage. This is a very expensive loadout for him for being level 1. He's not done a whole lot to deserve such war gear yet. You can sure fight that Force Commander and those Assault Marines pretty well now. Red team have the mid. This map can often become an epic meat grinder of death at the end. Blue team are short 2 heroes. Riku has not used Laramans yet. I think it's 125 red. Maybe it's 150 or something. Stormtroopers with an anti-armor kit trying to chase down the Whirlwind, but they are spotted by upgraded Assault Marines and some Sternguard Veterans. Have their Hellfire rounds loaded in, which will do damage over time to light infantry and heroes. What's this? The March of the Wraith Lords is what it is. 3 of them here for Swift. Fire Dragons run the hell away. Might need some help with that over there. That could be very tough. 3-6-4-1-1-4. Red team retain the mid. Chimera needs repairs. Going to get them. Pushing onto the natural VP of blue now. Chaos Lord doing some work. He's got half an XP bar. And can't be disrupted by the Whirlwind. He's too fat. That Terminator armor is too heavy. Blue team getting on the mid. 3-4-8 to 1-1-4. Those triple Wraith Lords. What are you going to do about this, red team? They do have anti-armor Stormtroopers. They do have some Eldar stuff. Fire Dragons. The Executioner Spear here. Also the Haywire Grenade. Inquisitor is inside the Chimera. I think I can't select her. Might be time for her to get the Inferno Pistol up or something. Chaos Lord doing a good job capping up over here, Float. Nurland comes back out. There's a 2-1 for red. A little bit slow to react. Riku maybe didn't have enough stuff on the field to react at that moment. Stoneguard Veterans are here now, though. Going to take over the cap from the scouts. These guys capping faster. 50% faster than normal. Much like their tactical marines that they came from. We do have a plasma gun here for Nurland. Very powerful weapon against heavy and super heavy infantry. They are going to get their natural back, I think. I don't think Flo can hold them both off over there. Mahror getting in, trying to get in behind. Chased off by Banshees and, of course, the Wraith Lord. No, these are his Banshees, dumbass. Eldar confusion. Always a thing. Nurland sprinting through with Veil of Time. Force commanders fully kitted out to crack some heads and knock fellas over. Trying to bash power with his Thunderhammer now. Can do everything. Meanwhile, mid, Riku taking some shots. Looks like he wants to engage here. Approaches with the Assault Marines. There's a jump. Wraith Lords coming in. Nicely timed. The Stone Guard trying to use their Vengeance rounds to finish off the Chimera. Melter Bomb has been used, I believe. Can they get in range? Do we have combat stims or anything? Nope. They're on it, but I don't think they have the DPS to out-damage all these guards. When the Inquisitor was in there all this time, why didn't she get out sooner? She has a power melee weapon. There you go. Maybe Eskettit forgot about it, but keeps the Chimera going. That was good play. Didn't panic. Got out, repaired, engaged, and Riku's off the field now. Well, still has Scouts, Plasma Cannon, and Whirlwind up, and triple Wraith Lord are still rocking. Tier 3 for a bunch of players now, only the 2 Eldar fellas still in Tier 2. Double Fire Draggers now for Mahror. It's got a lot of units to manage. Ouch! Plasma Cannon taking out 3 Guardsmen. Reinforcing though, 3 at a time out of the Chimera, so who cares? Liman Russ is up for Eskettit with a Vanquisher Cannon doing nasty chunks of damage to that Whirlwind. Now firing upon the Wraith Lords, and here comes the double Fire Dragons. Look at that. They have these rapid firing melter gun type things called fusion guns, and when you have 2 of them going mental like that, it looks pretty cool. But they are seen off. They are seen off. You have shoulder-mounted guns for all of the Wraith Lords. Bright Lance, a Shuriken, and another Bright Lance. Chimera was lost. Liman Rust, though, is still going. 1200 hit points on this guy at level 1. Mark of Khorne Chaos Predator for Flo. To really keep into that Khorne theme. Oh, well, I guess aside from these Markovs into CSM, how do they sneak in here? Where's their axes, fellas? I'd love it if you could change your marks. Maybe sacrifice health when you do it or something. Sounds chaosy. But they seem to want to keep that changing upgrades deal for tactical marines. Set them apart in that way. So Vanguard veterans lose access to a melter bomb, but they will chop up infantry pretty damn good with all their power weapons, and they do keep Merciless Strike. Flo getting away safely. Chaos Lord needs to be careful. There's the Destructive Strike, but then he dies. Thunderhammer of the Vanguard veterans getting the sink kill there. Uh-oh. Force Commander's okay. Yep. Bloodletters are not, unless they be careful here. We do have a las cannon up for Nurland. Specialized anti-large target weapon that can snare on hit. There it is. Big chunks of damage too. Don't think Flo can see it there. Players can't always see what we can see. There's Malignant Blindness from Flo, helping to save his tank, reducing the weapon and sight range of all enemies on the map to almost nothing. Oh, Flo still lost the tank. How did that happen? Maybe, oh, maybe the, I don't know. Maybe the Marines were chasing it and they had enough damage on rear armor or something. I can't imagine the las cannon got the shot, surely, unless it started charging up its shot before Malignant Blindness came in it still would have gone off, I think, and then it just like did the death animation of driving around a bit and ended up there. Probably what happened. Unlucky for Flo. Swift is down to 2 units. 2 Wraith Lords are down, so I missed some Wraith Lord death over here. Can we see them? There they are. I'm guessing double Fire Dragons had something to do with it. Does he still have both of them? I don't think Mahror still has both of them. So lives were lost on both sides here. Now, blue team players on blue team and red team need to kind of rebound. We've got another Leman Russ, got a Land Raider Phobos and a Fire Prism. And look at this. Land Raider Redeemer for Dark Riku. Such a powerful super unit in team games when you have a contested VP like this. Allows you to reinforce and retreat back to it, as well as a health regen aura. And some nasty weapons, mostly close range weapons, but that twin linked assault cannon has decent range. 223 to 49. Vanguard veterans making a good jump, getting rid of the Havocs quickly. These guys with an auto cannon as well. Look at this. Assault Terminators called in by Nurland. Unique to the Force Commander. They have those Stunt Hammers and Storm Shields, heavy melee. And they're going after this Leman Russ. Tough as hell. But it looks like the Leman Russ is going to be okay. Didn't notice what kind of bunker that is. Looks like it's a medical bunker. Those guys had health regen going on over there. Double Leman Russes. Maybe we'll see Executioner. Nope, he's going double Vanquish here. Doing good damage when it does hit these infantry. Nurland, what are you up to? Doesn't have a nuke, so I'm not sure what this is here. Just wants to mess some things up. In amongst the guardsmen. Gonna die. That was some very strange play from Nurland. Librarian barely got away. I thought he was trying to get line of sight for a nuke or something, but does not have the red. Maybe one of his allies said so on voice chat or something. Hey, get in there and I'll nuke, and they didn't. Never can tell. 221 to 40. Blue team taking the red team's natural here. Mahror not too happy about that. Now has double Fire Dragons again. Maybe he always did. And I just couldn't see him. Double now for blue. Single. Flo doing a good job and getting on the blue team's natural here. There's that support from that Land Raider Redeemer. Should be the end of the Wraith Lord. Haywire Grenade goes in. Now double Leman Russes and Fire Dragons firing upon it, and down it goes. Here's the Phobos. Anti-vehicle Land Raider with twin-linked las cannons on each side. How many las cannons do you want? This guy's got them all. And a twin-linked heavy bolter on top as well. It's also meant to have a storm bolter on top, but ages ago, when the Phobos was implemented, they couldn't get it to work. Eldritch stuns all the vehicles. Can they follow it up? That's also a rocket run going in. Looks like they're going to be okay. Maybe. Nurland's Vanguard do have a Power Fist. What are they doing? They're being knocked over. Assault Terminators are here, but the Leman Russes live. Chaos Lord getting revived now on the Warlock. Has he leveled yet? Level 2. Swift has nothing left. Riku has 2 things left. They went after the Land Raider and took it out. And that's the remains of the Whirlwind, I think. They have 13 VPs remaining. Just had a massive, massive win in the mid. I mean, they've got a good chance of being able to hang on. Going to get a triple cap here. Got a very good chance of holding on because the blue team are depleted. What an awesome push. Havoc's on the way for Flo now. Is a good choice late game. And heavy weapon squad for Eskettit. And tier 3 finally for Mahror. Can drop another Eldritch. Well, his first Eldritch, the second of the game. That Eldar confusion again. Got some repairs going on. And red team are ready to rebuff an attack, I suppose. They need to be very careful not to lose their natural VP, of course. They do have stormtroopers here, and they have a grenade to disrupt caps. More havocs of flow. Blue team do get the natural back as expected. Nurland had a tank on the way and cancelled it. Riku had another Land Raider on the way, cancels it. Goes for a librarian here. Maybe for the force barrier. Ouch. Direct hit from that Vanquisher shot, and that was nasty. Assault Terminators are still around. What is Nurland saving up? Oh, maybe Nurland's going to get the Land Raider? Maybe they're both getting Land Raiders. Maybe he just wants some more Terminators, actually. There's only 5 red away. There's a jump. Bloodletters and the Chaos Lord there, as well as the Dirge Caster going off. It's a bad place to jump for those fellas. They did stop the Havocs from firing momentarily, though. Riku gets some Terminators in. Banshees on them. Blue team going for this cap here. Fire Dragon is shooting the hell out of them, though. That is painful. And the nuke going in from Flow. Holy crap. Looks like red team are going to get this VP back unless this lady dies. She just casually stands inside of a abyss from the warp there and keeps on capping. 90-7. Look at this. City Council buffed with Distortion Field, whatever it's called. Can they get this cap? I don't think they can. So many things shooting at them now. These Fire Dragons have been awesome. Level 3 and level 3, so I guess he did not lose one when I thought he did. They were always all alive, I think, to both be level 3. Swift trying to get a Fire Prism going, but I think the blue team are done for. Riku's Terminators did not get away either. Some repairs for the Phobos. There's that one push through from the red team when they took out the Land Raider. And they've been steady since then. The triple Wraith Lords not paying off, I don't think, for Swift. I didn't really see them do a huge amount of damage, huge amount of work. Mainly kind of dipping in and out of fights. Meeting some anti-vehicle and backing away. If you go triple walkers, you need them to do some work for you. Warlock is going for the VP. Gonna eat some hot shot las guns though, and a heavy bolter. Providence is up, but it doesn't stop you being suppressed, so he's gonna have to very slowly make his way forward. Uh-oh. Stone Guard getting wrecked by grenades and fusion guns. He was trying to get a heal off there, Riku. Apothecary couldn't quite get her in time. Warlock also goes down. I hear a storm. There it is. So they got a decap on the mid. But it looks like red team going to get straight back again. Autarch now trying to cap. Good luck with that. Down she goes. 40 red for an Autarch. Assault Terminator is still in there, gritting their teeth and swinging those hammers. They're not going to last too much longer though. Down they go. More Terminators in play for Nurland. Just trying to get this cap. There's only 7 VPs to get down. Some fire. I was at Hell Fury Strike, I think. These Terminators did not last long. Ouch. Yeah, blue team are done for. They one last hurrah there. But now they only have Vanguard Veterans for Nurland. I'm expecting a concede. But I'm not seeing it. The Warlock is not giving up, but now he's dead. And there is the concede. Nicely done, red team. Came through very strongly. Mahror was incredibly strong on the west side. Eskettit did drop some units early, but came back in with those double limb rusters. When those hit the field, very, very steady in the mid. Flow also coming back very strong. After a shaky start, the Curse Lord did get to level 5, despite being down for like the whole of tier 1 and half of tier 2, I think. Something like that. But there we go, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.